My name is Felicia Delaney. My handle is Whoa Felicia Wow, and between each whoa, it's like whoa dot Felicia dot wow. Day-to-day life, I work with dogs, and when I say I work with dogs, I mean every part of my life revolves around a dog and the human that it's going to. So I start my day out with releasing the dogs. And then it goes straight into our training routines and our nutrition routines and all of that. So I have a very physical, I'm outside a lot job. But then outside of that, I love wigs, which is why I'm here. And I love creating different looks with my wigs and getting dressed up and just kind of customizing my character with my wigs. I have been wearing alternative hair since I was in high school, actually probably middle school. And I used to only wear extensions, but I have intermittently lost my hair my entire life. I had the first round of hair loss when I was a little girl, and we went to the doctor and we found out there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. And then as I went and became older, I definitely noticed my hair was much thinner, much finer, much less than everybody else's around me. And so when I got to middle school, I started wearing clip-in extensions, and through high school I used clip-in extensions and the halos and things like that. So hair loss and alternative hair have just always been part of my life. I had a baby in high school. I went through, I think, every 17-year-old girl's worst nightmare. And that was weight gain, hair loss, and a postpartum body. I lost all of my hair through here. I feel like that is the first cut in the postpartum crisis for a lot of women. Not only do you look at yourself physically and you have this physically changed body, but then you look at your face, which is oftentimes what you feel like is your best thing going forward, and all of the changes in your face, and then you lose your hair and you feel so low on top of all of the other hormonal things that you're going through. So from there, I went to hair school right after high school. I did a lot of experiments with my hair. I did a lot of coloring. I did a lot of different extension applications like glue-in, sew-in, all of the different things. I tried them all. And that was when I had to get the Victoria Beckham. The one side short and one side long, because I have just done so much, and my genetic predisposition to having hair loss, and then the chemical process and things like that. I had to cut it all off and start all over. Okay, she wants to talk about sex. How does that affect your intimacy with your husband? Well, when you don't feel sexy, you definitely don't want to sex. I didn't feel feminine. I felt like it took away so much power in my physical being. You just feel depleted. And when you feel emotionally depleted, it sucks the feminine energy out of you when you're going through hair loss. And when I got my first wig that I felt good in, I felt incredibly beautiful. So I felt empowered, and I wanted to share that with my husband. And I love that through intimacy, we were able to both enjoy that. And I love that he, validates me and my desire to wear wigs and my interest in wigs, and he doesn't make me feel weird about it or anything like that. How do I tell you that this man's supportive without adding in that he has a spreadsheet of the wigs and keeps an inventory? He's just been great. He's never, questioned me about the word why has never come out of his mouth. Why do you want to wear this? Or anything like that. I have a website. It's FeliciaDelaney.com, carefully curated by Vincent Delaney. He set the whole thing up. He writes the blogs for it. So he's really, really, really been supportive of my content creation, my sharing of wigs, and all of that. He's a great wig missionary husband. When I feel nervous about something or scared about something, or I'm like plotting out how it could not work, what I like to do is the worst thing first. And the worst thing that could happen is everyone would know I was wearing a wig. And then they might talk about it amongst each other. Why is she wearing a wig? What kind of wig is that? Where'd she get the wig? What does her hair look like underneath? All of those types of things. So I remember, and I still have it on my Instagram stories, I got on and I said, I was going to one of my daughter's football games that night. She's a cheerleader, and I'm not gonna say I'm like this really popular person in my town, but I live in a very small town. And people were going to notice Felicia's hair when Felicia got to the game. Like, it was gonna be down to here, but usually it was up to here. And so I got on Instagram and I was like, I'm going through hair loss. This is what it looks like. I showed all of the video of it, and I said, I'm gonna start wearing wigs. And the first wig that I showed up out in public with was an Ellen Villa wig. And I wore that wig out, and I came to the game, and I remember somebody whispering over my shoulder, I love your hair. And I was like, thanks. And then nobody else ever said another thing. And I loved that, because I got on there and I stood in front of it. I stood in front of the questions and all of those things. Why is she doing that? Is she sick? Is she anything? And I answered all of those questions up front. And so if they wanted to know, all they had to do was watch the video, and there was nothing for anyone to gossip about or talk about. Hair loss has always been part of my life. It always will be part of my life. Now, let's say it's not. Let's say, you know, like for the rest of forever, I get to have hair that looks like this. I would still wear wigs. At this point, when you take away all of the issues, all of the, you know, the hair loss, and you take away the self-esteem, and you take away the confidence issues and the intimacy issues and all of those things, when you take all of those things away, there's something left, and it's my time. And my time is worth more than messing with hair that I'm not going to be satisfied with. And so having hair or not having hair doesn't matter. At this point in my life, I am wearing hair because it saves me time. It gives me time back. It allows me to show up as my best self. It's just part of me at this point. So if you're asking, would I wear wigs even if I didn't have hair loss? Yeah, I would. I will, always will. I love wigs. 4 or 5 years ago, toppers, they weren't being created like toppers are today. They've gotten so good. They've got, especially the toppers that we're gonna talk about today, they've just gotten so progressive and so just second skin. They're like the Skims of hair. Then you realize there's an entire think tank behind the hair that you're wearing. Like people who eat, breathe, sleep, dream great hair, and solutions for people that are like me. As a consumer, to think like I am this held, this cared for. These people have given their entire careers, their entire brain space to creating these products that exist to make me feel better. When I think about who has the most current synthetic styles for people who like straight, it's Envy. Like he creates styles that are for women today, but he's still creating the traditional synthetic style. And I think that's incredible. Like to hold, like he has preserved something and modernized it that people love, you know? I feel pretty hot. I mean, I definitely feel like I went from like feeling like, okay, I look good, but now I feel like I look great. And that is a good feeling. This is how I want to feel. You know, and I feel like I could just step into anything and I feel prepared for it. I feel like I look the part. What's next? When I first put the topper on, it felt like second skin. Like it felt like stepping into something that was made just for me, because this is so light. The clips are in just the right spot, so I already, like, usually by now I would already have the tension feeling, because right in here in the temples is where a lot of my hair loss is. So the Barely There topper that I'm wearing right now, it's not clipping right there on the temples, it's clipping up here, but it's still lending the coverage through here. So that's perfect for someone like me. I ran my fingers through the hair and it moves and feels exactly like my baby fine hair. This is the most natural I have been in 4 years. Like, as far as like showing my biological hair, this is the most I've shown it in 4 years. Like, you know, in a moment like this where I'm trying to look my very best and I have my makeup on and I have a cute outfit on, and hello, this is my hair. And I feel confident and I feel natural. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll still catch me in a wig again, but this is just, I mean, is this what everybody else feels like? Is this what it feels like to have good hair? Like, to have like good natural hair? Like, I know what it's like to have a good wig, but is this what it feels like to have good natural hair? This must be how the other side lives. Well, I've never been one that believes less is more, but I think there's a chance that less is more. Like, less hair can still give more of an impact. You can still look fabulous not wearing a wig, and that toppers can be comfortable. With a topper right now, I feel like this is Felicia. Like, this is me. Like, I feel more myself, more natural in a topper than I have in a really, really long time. Like, I don't color my hair, and this topper matches my hair color perfectly. Like, there's ins and outs and dimension to it that matches my natural hair. This topper was designed for the person that has fine hair. It was designed for someone with hair texture like mine. So this hair, when I put it on, it's blending so seamlessly with my biological hair. Honestly, when I'm feeling it right now, I'm not even able to tell where my hair ends and the topper begins, because the texture is so realistic. The curl pattern that the hair actually came in is exactly like I wear my hair, so being able to put this on in 10 minutes and have my hair look like I want it to look, and know that if I run my fingers through this, it's only going to look better and it's not going to fall flat like my biological hair does. At this point in my hair loss, this is giving me the opportunity to, right now I'm not experiencing bald spots. I'm not experiencing the receding hairline. Well, kind of I am, but not like in the maximum like I have in the past. So right now, this is giving me the opportunity to show off the hair that I'm actually very, very proud of, but to have the style that my hair can't attain because it can't achieve the volume that it takes to have hair like this. And it also can't endure the curl pattern for long term. The moment that I step outside and the elements of just natural air, my hair tends to fall. But with this topper that is so human-like, this is the closest, honestly, that I have felt synthetic hair feel like human hair ever. I own probably 325 wigs, and I've never felt synthetic hair that feels like my natural hair until today. There isn't a, like the polyurethane grip that is traditionally there that we find on toppers that's gripping. I have a head full of hair under this, and this topper is still able to lay flat. To have this little of hair, I mean, this topper's this wide, to have this little of hair, but feel this impact of confidence, it's pretty impressive.